I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 90 of the SZN Podcast. I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And just before we kick off the episode, my usual housekeeping message, please make sure you head over to our Instagram, SZN Podcast, or our Twitter, SZN Pod. There's a link in the bio on Twitter and Instagram bios. And that link takes you to all of our links, wherever we're situated at streaming-wise, whether you like to listen to your podcast via audio, so Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that kind of stuff. We've got that there. Or if you prefer visuals, head over to our YouTube channel. That's also on that link as well. So make sure you like, subscribe, leave us a good review, and keep rocking with us, guys. But yeah, man. So 90, bro. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
good boxing to discuss, man.
Yeah, man. I'm quite excited for this one because when we've been treated to a good weekend of boxing, good weekend of action. I can't wait to come here and talk about it. So yeah, man. Let's get it cracking. Only one place to start, really. Only one place to start. Over in America, we had the card of the Jermell Charlo, versus Brian Castaño II, the rematch for all the marbles. Before we get into the main event, bro, I want to get the starter out the way. Before the main course comes, usually we get a starter in it. So this time I actually want to get to the starters first. And by starter, I mean we talk about probably both of our favorite fighter, both our favorite boxer, our favorite boxer currently, Jerome Ennis, who we failed to mention last week, was on the undercard for this fight. So it's only right that we kick off proceedings with him, right? Let's do it, man. Whenever Boots is boxing, I have to tune in. Like I said, probably both of our favorites. He's done it again. Boots has done it again. He was up against Canadian undefeated fighter, Clayton. Yeah. He's not too well known, but I think if you sort of follow the division, you've seen his name a couple of times. His name's been in there, sort of like a upcoming contender, right? But yeah, he boasts an undefeated record, and Boots has beat him up and got him out of there in 2 rounds, in true Boots fashion. Yeah, man. What can we say? I mean, we've waxed lyrical about Boots many times now, so I think listeners, you sort of know what me and Flowz feel like when we talk about Boots and how good we think this guy is and where he's going to be. But yeah, man, this performance again hasn't really added anything to the legend that is Boots. I don't think I expected him to get him out there in 2 rounds, though. I can't lie, but yeah, I knew he was going to go and just do what Boots does, and that's exactly what he did in it. From the first round, bro, I felt like he was really taking the piss in round 1. I can't lie. Man started doing the little bit of showboating, like a little bit of feints and whatnot. And he switched a couple of times in that first round. And yeah, man, he dominated that first round just with his jab, the range, and just the skills, which we know he's got in abundance. So yeah. And then obviously it's got into round 2 now. And what was it? It was like an overhand right, sort of. Yeah. Back of the ear, sort of head almost. Dropped my man. And that was it. My man didn't want to know. Literally. I think, how did you pull it, Flowz? You put it to me in WhatsApp, that.
He wanted to go home, man. Boots gave him a ticket. He was like, here you go. You can go home.
Yeah.
Boots is something else, man. Obviously, we've seen Clayton before against Lemieux. They fought to a draw.
Yeah.
And I was telling people saying, "Oh yeah, they don't know too much about Clayton. He's undefeated. It could be a test." I was like, "Boots gonna get him." I told people, "Boots is gonna watch that kid." Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in Clayton almost because
I thought it'd come on more as well.
More so with a knockdown because I felt like he was like, "Yeah, I can't hang. I can't hang with this team. I don't want to fight anymore."
When he went down, I thought, because obviously you watch it live, obviously, and I'm there thinking that didn't look too heavy. It was kind of like a cuffing blow, right? It didn't seem like a flush shot, right?
Yeah.
But you saw he got up when he did get up, and his legs were all over. As in, he walked. The referee said, "Walk to me." He walked to the ropes. So clearly, actually, he was genuinely hurt. Like it wasn't like he got hit and didn't want to know. He did get up and tried to beat the count, and it was when he walked over to the ropes instead of walking forward to the ref. That's when the ref was like, "All right, cool, it's done." So, I mean, it's funny.
Asking the question. My man was stumbling, but I didn't think he really needed to be stumbling. I don't know how badly hurt he was, man.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm there thinking, "Rah, get up, man! Come on, let's go. Let's make a fight out of this." But when I saw him stumbling that way, I thought, fair enough. He could genuinely be hurt. You know what, ref, do what you got to do. I've got no complaints there. It's interesting when you talk about Boots because I think the first thing we think about when we mention Boots is just how skilled he is, right?
Yeah.
How much. But you forget as well that this guy's a knockout artist.
Yeah.
He's 29 fights, 27 KOs. He is a bona fide knockout artist. So you've got that.
Stopping people who ain't been stopped.
Exactly. So you've got that. So when I say that this guy's locker is huge, he's got the size, he's got the reach over most guys because he's bigger than all these guys as well. Can't forget that. He's obviously got the superior skills, footwork, hand speed, counter punching, however you want to put it up. He can switch hitting, and then real power on top of that as well. Bruh, you can see why I was so excited about this guy.
See, I'm easy to please. When I see someone throw 50 jabs in the first round,
yeah,
I'm sold.
Sold.
And stiff jabs, serious jabs.
Yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Bigger and better things for Boots now. He's washing these guys.
Let's talk because obviously we knew Errol Spence was going to be in attendance, obviously supporting this boy Charlo, and naturally we knew Jim Gray was going to ask straight away. So what next? Blah blah. Spence is here. Obviously, there's a little bit of a call out. He mentioned how the big fish is here, so it's time to go fishing. Boots is now going to be mandatory for IBF, I believe. I'm going to say, for me, obviously he has all right to be calling out these guys, as he should. He's got title aspirations, etc. But I don't want to see Boots fighting Nev Spence now. I can't lie. I don't. It's not that I don't think he's capable or it's too soon for him. I think he's clearly ready. Well, even though some people might say he's not ready yet, I think he's ready. I think he's got the ability to give Spence a tough fight. But I'm so hell-bent, obviously, on seeing this Crawford-Spence undisputed fight that I need the rest of these men to fight each other and just chill before they get round to fighting these two. And when I say the rest of these men, I'm really specifically talking to Jermell Ennis and Virgil Ortiz. Those are the two sort of young guns in waiting, right? Those are the two guys that are primed to be the next big things. I need to see Spence Crawford first. I need to see the culmination of that. What happens with that one, whether it's a rematch or it's a triple header. And then when it's their time, Boots and Ortiz can come to the fore. I think in the interim, though, Keith Thurman is out there. Keith is there. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Keith wants to see that, but I want to see that.
Remember when I was saying I want to see all these young guys call out a few fighters who need to get out of there. And Keith was one of the fighters. They need to be screaming his name.
Yeah.
But that was before he impressed me in the last fight because he did impress us.
He did.
But at the same time, someone like Boots should be looking to fight a Keith Thurman just to show you're ready. Yeah.
And that's a big step up. That's look, from Lipinets and Clayton to Thurman, that's a massive step up.
Yep.
But I won't call for it if I didn't think this guy was ready. I'll be so real. You know how we were saying how we think Ben, who's also called out Keith Thurman. You know how we were saying that we don't feel Ben is ready yet. That's what we're saying. It's all airing on caution. I don't know about that Ben. Blah blah. Boots, I'm happy to throw to the fire. I think he's ready. I think he's there. So it's different. We're talking on different levels when it comes to we're talking about Ben and Boots. I just think Boots is more advanced in terms of where he is in this division compared to Conor Benn, which is why I'd rather see him versus Keith as opposed to Conor Benn.
Problem is, like I said before, all these guys are going to duck Boots.
Yeah.
They're going to duck him. So
sad.
Way too high risk
and
way too low reward. So he needs to just go about trying to build these his profile, taking smaller step ups with people who have less to prove. Because there's no way Furman's fighting. I'll take it out. I'll be shocked. And there's no way Spencer's fighting him anytime soon.
Not when it's around the corner, isn't it? Yeah.
And even if, let's say, Spencer wins, I see him getting the hell out of the division.
Me too. I mean, I would love to see that fight. I think that fight would be amazing.
Yeah.
Or Crawford as well. But if they win it and, he does one defense or whatever, as soon as they make my man mandatory, like full on mandatory, like you got to fight him next, or you make 154, I'm gone.
I'm telling you. And once again, it's just too high risk, low reward for these men.
Yeah.
Not even saying that they're ducking, but boy, I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah, no, me too.
But then this is big. He might clean up this and move right up to 154.
He's already talked about that. He said that in fact, he's happy to bounce between both back and forth between 147 and 154. He even mentioned, I only mentioned one time we were talking about fighting Charlo. Like I think he's actually bigger than Spence. And Spence is a big welterweight.
He's like 5'10", no?
Yeah, he's 5'10". And he's got 188-inch reach. He had a 10-inch reach advantage over Clayton. So, he's a big boy, man. He said he's happy to bounce back and forth between the two divisions. So I believe him.
It's been done before.
Apart from Furman, obviously we're excluding Crawford and Spence. Is there anyone else really? Danny Garcia?
Cavalier-Luskas?
Cavalier, okay, yeah.
Wait, where's David Benavidez in that?
He's at 147.
Where's he at? Where's Smoke you? The thing, he beats all these guys to me. He beats all of them. Porter packed his bags and said he has no interest.
Real quick. Yeah.
Yeah, so anyone in the top 10.
It has to be a scalp. I feel like it has to be for him to elevate himself to the next level. Because obviously people know about him. People are starting to clock onto him and cotton onto him now. I'm like, okay, Boots, blah, blah. Everyone's running to Boots now. But for him to take, I think, himself to the next level, it has to be a big name. And like I said, that someone like Furman or Danny Garcia fits the bill 100%. These are big established names at welterweight. Because guys like Lipinets and Clayton, they're not, no offense to them, but they're still trying to establish their names, kind of. So, yeah, I feel like it's got to be a Furman or Garcia. And that's about it, really.
Ugas?
Or Ugas, yes, or Ugas, absolutely. Ugas. Yeah, those three, really, in terms of those guys have big names already. Cavalier-Luskas is a shout. He hasn't got the biggest name, but obviously he's fought both Ortiz and Crawford, so he can probably go up there. But yeah, that's about it, really. That's about it.
Conor Ben.
Or Conor Ben, but we know Eddie Hearn's never going to do that.
Impossible.
Never going to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an impossible. Oh no, that's a murder scene. I can't lie. I just thought about that fight. And you know I rock with Ben, but that's a murder scene. That is peak.
You know that what's it called? No context that he heard. The one of him going, no. That's what he was saying to Ben.
Yeah. Nah, that could be Ben and Boots could be over in 3 rounds. You know, that is peak. And I don't think, but I like Ben. I think Ben's good, but this kid's on another level. I can't lie. Or you know what fans are going to say as well? Inevitably, they're going to say Ortiz and Boots should get it on, which I don't want. Obviously, because I feel like that's going to be the future mega fight of a division. I like how they're both going on different paths. Boots has gone down the IBF route. Ortiz is down the Crawford. I think Crawford's WBO. He's gone down that route, so he's going to become. They're both number one for those two paths. Eventually, I think that's basically going to be the new Crawford and Spence when Crawford and Spence go eventually. So yeah. I don't want them fighting just so this early, and both sides know that. Both sides won't do that.
Yeah, that's the smart thing to do.
Yeah, cool. But yeah, shout out to Boots. Yeah, I'm intrigued to see who they put in front of him next, but we know what he's going to do. He's going to keep on knocking them down. It is what it is. He's going to keep on knocking them down, and he's doing what he has to do to keep on making a name for himself. And these knockouts are looking spectacular. He's showing off his skill. He's trying to show off his skills before he knocks these guys out. He's got to keep doing that. And people will clock onto him that this kid is really the truth. He's the one. But yeah, that's the starter done. Let's head over to a very delectable main course. Charlo, Castaño II. What a fight. What a fight. Highly enjoyed that fight. Better than the first fight. In fact, I think it even surpassed my expectations. I can't lie. I don't know for you, but I didn't expect myself to enjoy it this much. What about you? Did it go past your expectations?
I think both fights were brilliant. This was another classic, absolute classic. From round one to the end, it was beautiful boxing, and both fighters showed mad heart. Yeah, they came to fight, man. I was applauding once again. I was standing up. I was gassed, and that's how you know it's a good fight. Yeah,
absolutely. Seen Charlo, put his name in the history books and becoming, I'm pretty sure, in the full belt era, the first undisputed super welterweight champion. So big shout out to Jermell Charlo. He did that. But yeah, the fight itself, man, was awesome. Once again, it's another example of the strap season boys knowing boxing. Because everything that we called on my man to do in last week's preview episode, in terms of him being aggressive, him being the one that makes all the adjustments, and if he was to take the game plan that we suggested, he will go on to be successful and to win the fight, came true. It proved very fruitful. We said from the jump last episode that Charlo, the keys for victory for him, be more aggressive. Don't allow yourself to be bullied onto the ropes. Utilize your superior jab and your superior range to, keep Castaño at bay, and don't be passive. Let your hands go, literally. And we're seeing that from round one straight away. He started as he meant to go in it. From round one, you saw the jab was in effect. He wasn't pouring it either. He was very authoritative with the jab, changing levels with it. A stiff jab as well. It wasn't really much of a range fight. It was quite stiff as well. Yeah. And then obviously he was using set-up shots. And I noticed as well in the first fight where he was so content to let Castaño get onto him and apply pressure, and he was passive in the sense that Castaño will throw a bunch of combos and Charlo's letting it happen almost. Yeah.
He's trying to ride them.
He'll try and ride them or whatever, but he's not. Sometimes you've got to fight fire with fire, or the best defense is offense, right? In this fight, we saw the complete change. And what I loved it. From round one, damn near, Castaño will come with combos. Charlo will fire back straight with him.
Yep.
Sit in the pocket with him, both of them firing combos. And instead of letting Castaño have his own way, Charlo will be like, no, I'll have the last word. And to me, Charlo's shots his combinations look crisper. They look stronger. They look more hurtful. So I love the fact that every time Castaño hit him with a big flurry, Charlo will flurry straight away, back. Didn't waste time.
He refused to be outworked.
Refused.
Anytime Castaño wanted to come in, obviously he's using the jab to keep him at bay, setting it up with the 1-2 as well. Anytime Castaño wanted to come in, maybe with his jab and try and load, Charlo would either look to counter, and or just unload. Even mix your both. He would try to counter.
There'll be times where he will hit on the counter shot, and then he will just unload straight after.
Immediately. And either dip to his left, counter, or just unload. He'd be like, if you want to step into the firing line, I'm going to fire at you. It's not like last time. I want to fire too.
Exactly. And the thing is, what was key about this was there was no thought process. It was instantaneous, like almost like on automatic. Like as soon as you felt the touch, cool, I'm gone. And that made for obviously an amazing fight, because you had pockets of this fight when both of them were just sitting there. Charlo might be like a little bit. Obviously, Charlo was still sort of fighting on the back foot, but he was boxing and moving. Obviously using his footwork and stuff. And obviously, we know Castaño is going to be the one that's going to come in forward because he's a pressure fighter. And there'll be times where Charlo might be against the ropes or just before he gets to the ropes. And both of them in little pockets were there trading in this way where Castaño would try and explode with a combination. Charlo would explode back. So it's literally like edge of your seat stuff because both of them are swinging and connecting and taking it, which is why I want to say that both of these guys are warriors. Both of these men are warriors because they were happy to trade in portions together in the pocket. And what I loved about it as well, because obviously there was a bit of needle before the fight in the preamble and stuff. And you know how Charlo gets, he's very emotional. He was writing his mouth, blah, blah. He did the whole, this is for you, USA sort of thing. Like he tried to force that whole, you're shaking your head. I know you thought it was a bit corny, but this guy was forcing the whole, USA versus Argentina angle, blah, blah. But did you notice during the rounds, whenever like the bell would go and after they had like a big fly or whatever, like both of them would nod to each other, like sort of smile, nod to each other. Like the mutual respect, they were earning each other's respect.
They enjoyed it, man.
Exactly what I'm saying. Each round, they were earning each other's respect, and they were even like shaking their heads, each like nodding to each other. Yeah, I love seeing that. I love seeing that good, like like gamesmanship between fighters. Sometimes, man, it makes it more enjoyable.
Sportsmanship, bro.
Sorry, that's the one. Thank you.
Yeah, great fight, man. Watching it for round one, I was saying like you said, everything that we wanted Charlo to do, he was doing. Yeah, and from then I was like, he's gonna win this fight. I was just like, this is.
I was so confident. Yeah.
Bro, I was thinking, you know what? Mel might be my favorite Charlo now.
This is probably his best
round one.
Though. Yeah, I think this is his best performance. Like to me, this is because we said that Mar's best performance is probably Derevchenko fight where we thought, wow, you've shown like you can box. We already know you've got power and you've got athletic ability, but you're showing the boxing skills against a good boxer. This performance to me surpassed that because he showed everything that we knew he was capable of in terms of being a boxer puncher. There were obviously the times when he showed his power, we knew he had that, and there were times when he showed his actual boxing IQ and boxing ability. And obviously, you know me, I like to have a combination of the two. So this performance here, I was I thought this is the best Charlo brother performance that I've seen so far. And hey, man, Mel's got the better. He's got the better resume. He's in the history books. Not sorry to Jermell, who we obviously rank as the better brother. Yeah. But Mel surpassed that now. I can't lie. Like this is taking him above him. So shout out to him.
Yeah, and history will remember Mel in terms of what he's achieved now. He's put himself in an exclusive club of undisputed fighters. There's only been like 8? More in recent years, obviously.
And don't forget, this is the 4-belt era as well. I think back then, obviously, it was like a 3-belt thing. So
the 4-belt era. There's only been like a handful. Yeah. So his name's there now. Yeah, shout out him, man. He's done his thing.
Absolutely. And like I said, him, because we said we knew that Castaño would be the one that wouldn't make he will come the same way, basically. But if you notice as well, they're being more aggressive even impacted Castaño's work. Because we've gotten to like round 7 now, round 8 or whatever. Or even the earlier rounds. Castaño is known for someone that throws a lot of punches per round, right? But if he was even second guessing himself, he wasn't as eager to come in because of Mar's game plan. The fact that he was happy to let his hands go. As in the first fight, Mar sort of gave him the encouragement. It's like, I'm not going to let my hands go, so I'm just going to come in and unload. But he knew himself, like, I can't even come in willy-nilly like this because one, this guy's going to counter me with the heavier shots, or he's willing to trade with me and he hits harder. But that, I think, from rounds 1 to by the time it got to round 6, bro, end of round 6, I had this thing a draw. I think it was back and forth. I'm pretty sure I had it 3 rounds apiece. I'm there thinking, wow, what a fight! I didn't think it'd be this good. This is mad. And then I think from round 7, it ended in 10. But from round 7 was when I think Mel sort of started to pull away for me. Castaño wasn't very active from round 7 to 10. Like the activity dropped. I don't know if he was tired, fatigue or whatever, but that's when Mel started to proper turn on the boxing element, with the boxing and move, the catching, the shooting, the jabbing, etc. That's when he sort of started to get in his boxing bag a bit more. And then we've gotten to round 10 now. And I think from what I remember, Castaño was on the offensive, similar to what was going on all fight in terms of Castaño was on the offensive, Miles replying back instantly, and he's caught him with a Was it a straight? Was it a straight? I think it might have been. No, it might have been the left. It might have been the left hook. I can't remember, but
right. Oh, yeah, I can't remember. But I remember how he went down. I remember how he folded.
He folded. It was I was gonna say it was a delayed one, like a proper delayed one again. He's just sort of just like he got caught. There's like a second pause, and then he just dropped and folded. And he's beat the count. But even when he beat the count, you could see his legs were gone. Yeah, his legs were finished. And as he's tried to engage again, he's gone to the side a little bit. I thought, oh no. And then Miles hit him again, I think with a straight 1-2. The straight 1-2 was there for Miles all night, by the way. Like I was saying, I was tweeting, I think this straight 1-2, this guy's very susceptible to it. And if Mark is firing it off, he's gonna be successful. And he did.
That's what happens when you use the jab.
Yep. And he got him again, and the referee called it. Obviously, he beat the count again. We got to his feet, but the referee knew that, it's done. And that's all she wrote. Q Wild Team Charlo celebrations, as always. But hats off to Castaño, man. He's a proper warrior, like you said. I thought that at the end, like, wow, he got caught with some big shots. And there were even times where Castaño looked like he was hurt. And they're thinking, oh, Mark can go. And then he would just find something and then just start unloading. I'm thinking to myself, this guy is a tough guy, man. Tough guy. Shout out to him. He'll come again. I want to see him again. He's exciting to see. He's got good crowd-friendly, sort of crowd-pleasing style. He's a good fighter, man. Right? He's a very good fighter.
Definitely. He made that fight enjoyable because most guys would have folded. The way Jermell was boxing, most people would have been frustrated. They wouldn't have been able to hack it. Yeah. But he applied pressure still, even when he was hurt, like you said, and he kept coming forward and was even winning rounds, which is that shows how good he is because the game plan Mel had was a great game plan. Yeah, it was the game plan to beat him. Man. Even then, Castaño was still winning rounds. Yeah, with his start. Yeah. So great fighter, man. Shout out to both of them.
Honestly, what next for Jermell?
Well, like I said last episode, have one defense. Have one defense. I don't know who his mandatories now, what his obligations are, but have one defense.
I saw him take a pop at Tim Zhu, so I don't know if Tim Zhu might be in the mix or something, but I saw him. He was like "F you" or something like that. He said your call out was weak or something like that. So. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't think he likes him very much. So I don't know if
Tim Zhu must be high up the rankings. To be fair,
he must be. Winning.
Defend your thing. Tony Harrison is probably high up. I've been saying I still want to see the third.
I do need to see the third. I saw Tony Harrison tweeted. He tweeted his props. He was like, "Oh yeah, congratulations! That's history for him." Yeah. So fair play to him because obviously we know there's a lot of bad blood between both of them, but it's good to see the respect from my man. You
can even do a voluntary defense if it's that against a money grab or whatever. I think Harrison's still quite high up, and I think Tim Zhu's definitely high up. So I don't know who the mandatories are. Have one defense.
I think I saw something about Tim versus Harrison as like a final eliminator. I'm not too sure if that's concrete or whatever, but I think I saw a tweet about that as well. But
that's a good fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. And then Harrison, he's happy to go to Australia for that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Careful.
It was,
Careful now.
I said, careful now. Whoa, hold on there.
We're not traveling to these countries. We know boxing, man. So quick.
We'll get onto that. But it's funny as well because in the post-fight interview or in-ring interview with Jim, what's it called? He's obviously Charlo's mentioned. He's asked Charlo obviously what's next, blah blah. And my man said something about he's happy to go up to 160 as well. And Jim's gone, oh whoa, and I'm there thinking because obviously Miles in the back, like behind. So I'm there thinking Jim's gonna. I say, oh, Jim, I'm there thinking, Jim, whoa. I'm thinking I know you're about to ask. You're gonna fight, but he didn't. It pissed me off. He didn't. He said, oh whoa, and he said, all right, cool, we'll see you later. I was there thinking, wait, what? How are you going to go whoa, and not ask the question which we all thought was coming in terms of if you're going to move up, are you going to fight your bro? That's what I want to know. But yeah, because Mel said, "Oh, I'm gonna go up to 160 and take that over as well." I said, "Wait a second, hang on. Does that mean you're gonna?" I don't know.
Nah, I think Miles gonna move up to
Miles move up. Yeah, Miles. Yeah. Well, we keep hearing that obviously Benavidez plant stuff, so Miles probably gonna move up. Or yeah, he's chasing Canelo, right? So yeah, he's gonna move up.
Which is a joke. That 160. All of them are moving up rather than fighting each other. Joke, man.
Apart from Triple G staying.
But Triple G's meant to move up to fight.
Oh yeah, he said yeah, he is. Yes.
They're all moving up.
Yeah.
All clouds, but who's moving up to challenge? None of them are defending their belts or unified. They're all moving up to jokers.
Nasty. So who's left at 160? Just Mungia, yeah?
Just you back.
Hey, Mungia, you back. Run it. I'd like to see it. Run it. That's funny.
So funny.
Yeah, fair. Oh yeah. I guess if Mal moves up, then yeah, that division is prime for Mel to sink his teeth into. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. But big congrats to Jermell. Obviously, we questioned, whether he's prepared and stuff. Clearly, he was. Yeah, he's. I'm happy he won. He's a good fighter, Mel, and this is definitely a career performance for him against a very, very tough opponent. And yeah, he compared to obviously his brother, he's battled the most adversity, obviously, as we saw the Tony Harrison loss and whatnot coming back from that. So yeah, shout out to him, man. I hope he continues to do well. And Jamal, take a leaf out of his book, man.
Don't get me wrong. I think Mar would have, if Mar was at 154, he would have done the same thing. I can't lie.
Yeah. He looked. You saw what he was doing. Like he looked scary. What he did to J-Rock was peak.
Yeah.
What he did to J-Rock was peak. Like yeah, I think he would have wrapped that division up easily. But,
it's just a shame that he's moving like this at 160.
Yeah.
But we've said before, 160 is the denser competition in terms of trying to unify that.
Yeah, and yeah, in terms of quality, I'll probably say 160 is a better division.
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, man, shout out to the Charlos and big win. It's good to see another undisputed champion in our midst. It's a couple now, and when we do our little pound for pound rankings or whatever, now you got to, there's discussion that Jermell has to be in there. He's got all 4 belts, so yeah, he's got to be in conversations now, 100%. Yeah, okay, that's it for America. Let's talk about the rest of it. Let's sort of round up the rest of the weekend's actions because there was little pockets of action, little places here and there. I want to talk about quickly a massive upset that we witnessed on the weekend as well in the heavyweight division over in Paris. Tony Yoka versus Martin Bakole. I don't think many people knew about this fight. Obviously, we knew about it, but we didn't canvass it. But yeah, man, huge upset that happened down in Paris. Martin Bakole beat Tony Yoka by majority decision. Quite a few talking points here because it shouldn't have been an MD. One of the judges really tried to rob Martin Bakole. I believe it was a 10-rounder. He gave it a draw when pretty much Bakole, shockingly, dominated this fight from round 1 to round 10 and pretty much won every round. Like that was as clear as day to see. And one of the judges, tried to rob my man. We know boxing. Obviously, Tony Yoka's highly touted. It's in Paris, hometown. Yeah, at least one judge was like, I can't let him go like this. But yeah, the judge on the side, obviously, he still got the W, so that's all that matters. But yeah, it's a bit of a shocker from Tony Yoka. I've never seen him look so, but he looked a mess. From round 1, Bakole's come in like a lot heavier than him.
Yeah.
A lot heavier than him. And he's basically put the pause on him from round 1 in terms of just bully tactics, in your face, hitting him with big shots, blah, blah. And Bakole just could not cope. He could not cope. He couldn't outbox his way out of it. Every sort of big shot that Yoka couldn't cope. Every big shot that Bakole landed, Yoka looked like he was wobbly-legged or in trouble or he didn't like it. Bakole roughed him up, did the roughhouse tactics, used his superior size, just to sort of bully him and manhandle him. And it was just a horror show, boy. It was a horror show. I've never seen him look so messy, if I put it that way. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to Tony Yoka. But don't forget, this guy's highly touted.
Yeah.
And he got destroyed.
There was one fight. I think we actually discussed it. Tony Yoka v Christian Hammer. I think we discussed on the pod.
Yes.
I didn't think Tony Yoka looked good.
Yeah.
I didn't think he looked that good. I felt he struggled in portions.
Yeah.
And that told me that, this dude ain't the one.
Yeah.
Like, he'd been knocking out people before. I think he stopped Duhapa, and I thought that was...
that Duhapa, I remember it rattled you.
I said,
you like...
that's
you said you've never seen Duhapa, who's one of the most resilient heavyweights out there, to go like that. Yeah.
And after the Hammer, I think the Hammer fight was after, and it's like, that was a dive by Duhapa. So, obviously, Martin Bakole, Yoka was definitely the favourite, especially it being in Paris. Martin Bakole had another big win against someone. He's been upsetting a few people. He did upset before.
Bakole's not bad. He's actually a handful.
He's handling people.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this pod before that Bakole's a handful for a lot of heavyweights. Like, he's decent. He's very decent. Let me check who the other one you were talking about.
Kuzmin.
It was Kuzmin. Yeah.
Because Kuzmin's the name.
Yeah.
And maybe that was a 50-50, or he wasn't expected to win, but he won.
Yeah.
And he looked good. So from round one, every shot looks like it was hurting Tony Yoka. I can't lie. His legs seemed a bit wobbly. Yeah. And he did have like 30, 40 pounds on him, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. The weight, the disparity was actually quite big, like very, very big. And he just couldn't handle the size and the weight. And I think from the first time when he was hurt, his legs never came back to me. It was a mess.
To be fair, he went the whole distance from getting knocked down in the first round and looking badly hurt. He managed and beat up as well, by the way. Bloody nose, black tie.
He got knocked down again in I think it was 2 knockdowns from what I remember, wasn't it?
It was like the 6th or 5th?
Yeah, 5th or 6th, yeah. So the fact that he went 10, the full 10 deserves credit. And you know what? To the judge who gave it a draw, let me just say I can see what he saw, but even though it was a dominant win for Bakole, you could maybe see how, because Yoka had some success in those rounds, but the thing is, it was Bakole letting it happen, because Bakole weren't rating my man anymore. I've been so real. Bakole weren't rating my man. Yeah. And I guess you could score a few rounds close, but every time Bakole touched him, my man would feel it. Shaking, brother. Shaking.
Yeah, bro.
Shaking. No, legit shaking.
So when you counted it, when you factor in their reactions to the shots, it's more dominant from Bakole. But Yoka was landing at points. He was landing, but it went doing nothing to Bakole. So I can see how maybe, like, let's say if you're watching it and you're thinking Yoka's landed here, Yoka's landed here, Yoka's landed here, but then you're looking at it without looking at the aggression side of it and the effectiveness of each shot. So maybe you could, but then you can't even give him 5 rounds to say it's a draw. Even then, you can maybe give him 3. That's being kind. That's being very kind. Yeah. But none of this was affecting Bakole. So he was having his way.
I was gonna say Yoka's best shots, what he landed at was flush or whatever. Just bounced off his skull, man. He didn't do nothing. Yeah. Like I don't know if it was the weight or they must have. But obviously, the weight played a huge part. It's just mad that it was so dominant, and you didn't really expect it to go in that way. Boy, it's a big loss. We'll be interested to see how Yoka recovers, because, as I said, he's highly touted. They put a lot of hopes on him as being sort of a next. They call him the French AJ, for crying out. So they got him, obviously gold medalist as well. He got the gold medalist as well. So he's been someone that's seen as someone that is a big threat coming up at some point. But boy, he looked bad there, and that's going to take some recovering as well, because in front of your hometown fans and all that, boy. But no, shout out to Bakole, because he is a handful, and that's a massive statement win for him. He's now in conversations as guys who could. There's good fights we can make with Martin Bakole, man. Very good fights.
Yeah, he's done well there. He's bounced back from the Michael Hunter.
Is he still with Hearn?
Nah, I don't think so.
No, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of people who facing Bakole and winning is a statement now. If you can beat Bakole, yeah, you've made a statement. So yeah, all these fighters who think they're ready to step up because he's ready to. Well, I don't think he beats the top dog. Tyson Fury, of course, and Usyk. Yeah, he's ready. He's ready to start making waves and calling out these guys who think they're ready.
Yeah, 100%. Him versus Joe Joyce would be a good fight.
Yeah, it would.
Him versus Joe Joyce would be a good fight. I'm just thinking in my head who could fight next. Yeah, that'd be a good fight. That'd be a very good fight.
Got to see Joe Parker.
Yeah, obviously, I know he's sort of locked into something with Joe Parker, which is also a very good fight. But yeah. But yeah, the main thing is Bakole's now in these conversations as these up and comers who are looking to get a shot, shall I say? Not up and comers, but guys who are in around the mix. Apart from obviously the big, let's call it the big three or big four, if you want to call it, or big two, I don't know what you want to call it. But yeah, Bakole's he's here now, and that's a huge statement winning. Yoka's got to go back to the drawing board and see how he bounces back from this. But yeah, he didn't look good. I don't know if it's something he want to rematch straight away. Because boy, it was dominant to me. But yeah, it was he just got ragdolled by a bigger guy. That's it really, or someone that's bigger in weight. Because in terms of height and whatnot, Yoka's a bigger guy, but the weight difference was crazy.
If he goes back to the drawing board, he could come back and win. Yeah,
because you can see the boxing skills. He's got boxing skills. Clearly, he's a good boxer. But yeah,
in fact, I want to ask something. Virgil Hunter.
Yeah. Oh no! No! Are the lights on him? Yeah. No. To be honest,
we have to start because outside of Andre Ward.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You're very right because. Oh boy!
I might have just flipped having the greatest boxer.
He might have. And the thing is, Flowz, the way I'm laughing is because I've seen this question posed. I see this question posed every year about Hunter. It's actually a yearly thing,
and I've defended him in the past
because of my love for Ward. Right?
Yep.
I've been like, nah, come on, man. Look, he's done a wonderful job with Dre. Blah blah. But yeah, outside of Ward, the resume is looking kind of peak still. I mean, he had a bit of success with Khan, but.
To be fair, Khan went and saw people he shouldn't have saw.
Also, Khan's also quite. I can't sleep away with Khan because he actually told Khan all the right advice. Khan just ignores it because Khan is, you know what I mean. When Khan gets into a scrap, his heart is too big. As we talked about Khan before. Like he loves it, so Virgil will be telling him, "What are you doing? Keep your hands up, blah blah, box and move." And Khan will be trying to sit in the pocket and stuff. So that's not really his fault. And Khan saw points he should never have seen. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about with Virgil. And the questions have been people have asked questions for time.
Yep. And he's got Buatsi now, so
boy.
We'll talk about it. But Buatsi's fighting at some point next weekend. And if he stinks, then
oh boy.
Yeah, I'm coming for Virgil Hunter's neck. I can't lie.
We can't have him wasting Joshua. Can't have him wasting Buatsi still. But yeah, we'll keep. The lights are on you, Virgil. The lights are on you. Cool. Before we move on to next week's sort of preview, there was another fight over here on these shores, wasn't there?
Yeah.
A Wasserman card. Linus Udofia versus Denzel Bentley for the British
middleweight.
Middleweight. British middleweight title. Yeah, man. What were your thoughts on that one?
Great fight, man. Great fight. Going into it, obviously, Linus Udofia's undefeated, had some impressive wins. And obviously, we know about Denzel Bentley. He's recently got stopped badly by Felix Cash, who vacated the British title after winning that fight. So yeah, going into this, I think it was pretty much a 50-50. Maybe slightly lean to Udofia because he's undefeated.
Yeah.
But from early, Udofia was boxing well, landing. They were both landing shots. They were both trading, but Udofia was like trying to box and move.
Yeah.
Bentley was having success when he pin down Udofia against the ropes and unload and almost try and bully him on the inside. Great fight, back and forth. Brilliant fight. British level dust up almost.
Yeah, them classics there. Yeah.
I guess Denzel Bentley took it via split decision.
Yeah.
And it was a close fight. I think some people had Udofia winning like the first 5 rounds almost. So, but it was definitely close because even at one point, Bentley, I think maybe in the 5th round, looks like he dropped Udofia and his knee touched the canvas, but the ref didn't see it.
Oh, right.
So I was thinking, this might prove crucial when it comes to the scorecards here.
Do you think that, when obviously the final bell went, did you feel like the judges got it right, or did you have it for Bentley, or do you have it for Udofia when?
You know what? When they were going into the 12, I said this round's crucial here.
Yeah.
On my scorecard's crucial.
Yeah.
Udofia was coasted. He was chilling. He was on his bike. He was moving.
He 41.
I don't know why he 41. I was like, if his corner told him to go out like this in the 12th round of a close fight, where you've been hurt a few times,
and
you're coasted through. Maybe you won the first few rounds, but then they were close. You don't coast in this when you've been hurt badly.
Yeah.
In the end, to be fair, it didn't really matter on the judges' scorecards. If he won the 12th, the best he would have got was a draw, I think, because one judge had it wide for Denzel Bentley. The other judge had it kind of wide for Udofia, and then one had it close. So I think the only scorecard it would have affected was a close one, which would have made it a split draw.
Yeah.
So it didn't really. That's the best he would have got. But he coasted that round, so I thought, if they give it to Denzel, he deserves it. If they gave it to Udofia, then just the knockdown would have been the difference for me. But the fact he coasted that 12th round was crazy. But they could run it back. That was a brilliant fight, man.
Yeah, they probably will run it back, I reckon. Because it was so exciting and it was a close one as well.
Bentley got lucky though. Udofia's the most. I can't lie. Udofia's probably the more skilled fighter. But he got his tactics and
But the thing is, that's the thing with boxing, isn't it? Styles make fights, and it's not all about just who's the better boxer. It's literally who gets the tactics right and whose style works on the day. You get me? So shout out to both warriors though. And it'll be nice for us to see a rematch, as it was so close and it sort of divided opinions. And I'm sure Linus probably felt that he won and he got it. And it is what it is. That's sometimes how the cookie crumbles, isn't it? But good weekend's worth of action, to be honest, man. So saw an upset and saw undisputed champion crowned and a barnstormer. We love to see it, man. Boxing keeps on giving. Hopefully, moving swiftly on to next week, it's another one of those, because we've got another very good fight. 2 good fights to preview, but we're going to focus heavily on one. That's the one over here on these shores, over the O2. Joshua Buatsi, Craig Richards. Man, as this fight has come along and as it's gotten closer, I've got more and more excited for it. It's one of the ones where, especially after the little face-off video happened as well, because it's one of the ones where, obviously, I like Needle. Needle's important for me in the build-up. And there isn't really Needle between both of them, these two. Obviously, they both know each other very well. And there's that mutual respect. But when, obviously, I watched that sort of face-off that they did, it was weird because it was tense. In a way that they were both very respectful of each other, but they were still talking very smoky, if you know what I mean, Flowz. Yeah. It was smoke talk, but respectful
you know me, Spider. You know me. You know.
He said, "Come, Spider. Come on, Spider. Come on. You know me, Spider. Like,
don't worry, but you know me." Like, yo,
it was respectful smoke talk, and that made it super tense between both of them because they're both very confident in their ability and their ability to win of the day. They're both very, very confident in what they can do. But yeah, I think that sort of respectful smoke talk had me like, this should be a brilliant fight. Man, it's a good fight, man. And I think obviously, rightfully, Buatsi is the favorite. But it's not an easy fight for him at all. This should be his toughest test to date, in my opinion. Because I've said it before many times, I rate Craig Richards. He's a very good fighter. And one thing about Craig Richards which I think it will be Buatsi's toughest Saturday, is he's actually quite awkward. He's a bit awkward in there. In terms of how he fights, he's not the most conventional fighter, shall I say. He can box and move, he can bang out, but yeah, he's just a bit awkward with it in terms of how he goes about his work. So I wouldn't be surprised if early on it gives Buatsi a bit of trouble. Just from that standpoint. But Buatsi, man, it's hard to ignore, man. I mean, from what I can see, he's brilliant and he's still got so much more to give. I feel like he's learning with each fight. And I'm happy he's taking on this challenge because obviously we've called so many times for him to fight domestic light heavies because the domestic light heavy scene is really, really good. And the level's really high to me. So I'm happy that he's finally got the ball rolling. And this is his first domestic opponent, isn't it? Quality domestic opponent anyway. So yeah, man, I'm really happy this fight has been made. And I'm expecting the Buatsi W. But I think Richards will test him, especially early on, before Buatsi adapts and makes the necessary changes to do what he has to do. I wouldn't be surprised if Buatsi stops him as well. I'll be honest. I think Buatsi's going to stop him late on.
Okay. Yeah, we know Buatsi. And we've said on this post, we've told you that Buatsi has this nice guy aura outside of the ring. But he's not a nice guy. Especially in the ring. He's not a nice guy. Like you can see there's a killer in him. Like, yeah, very, very down to earth, very humble. But when it comes to business, as he says, it's just business. When it comes to business, the guy's mean. He's mean. And you can see it in that face-off thing that he's like, even Spider was alluded to it, that, yeah, you're acting a certain way. It's like, I'm glad you know I'm different. I'm glad you know. It's good that you know that. Because he is. And rightfully so, you don't need to have the same energy in every environment. In front of an interview, you can talk calm, you can be relaxed. Yeah. But when you need to go about your business, then yeah, turn up, which is what he does.
Flowz, don't you find it funny how he didn't, throughout that entire face-off, he didn't even use Craig's name once?
No, I called him Spider.
He just called him Spider throughout.
Spider knows. In terms of how the fight goes, I think this will be a close fight. I think it'll be a close fight. I think Richards will test him. Richards will push him, will give him some trouble in portions. It definitely depends, to me, on how Buatsi approaches it. If he comes aggressive, if he comes over-aggressive, he might become sloppy. But the right level of aggression he needs to show. He needs to be first. He needs to be strong. He needs to control the distance, be active with his jab. Yeah. And we know Buatsi. I've talked about his shot selection. It's beautiful. Yeah. He needs to break down Spider, and pounce when he has him hurt, which he does. Yeah. Which he does. When he has someone hurt, he pounces. So I guess we need to see Buatsi at his best, I think, to get this win. I believe Spider will turn up and try and push him. It could be as close as a split decision, depending on how it could be as close. But like you said, I could also see Buatsi stopping him. Yeah.
I do think, though, that one thing I like about Buatsi is usually his composure. There have been times when he hasn't been as composed and he's been a bit wild with it. He's going to let himself get a bit rattled. And if we do see that, as in him being over-aggressive, that's going to be very bad for him, because one thing I rate about Craig is he's a very good counter-puncher when he needs to be. Yeah. Very, very, very good, especially off the ropes as well. Like he really knows how to pick his counter shots very well. So it's at Buatsi's peril if he gets super aggressive. Yeah. It's really at his peril, because Craig will pick him off. I promise you that.
Exactly. I think over-aggression is what he needs. He needs to have the right level. If he over-exerts himself, overshoots, overforces things, then he could be in trouble. And Craig will pick on that. He needs to be the right level of aggression, where he almost overwhelms and breaks down Spider, which we know he can do. I think, like you say, early on, first 6 rounds, Spider sometimes picks up as the fight goes along as well.
Like I said, Spider's weird, because we've seen him many times where the first half of the fight, he's not really doing much. Yeah. And then it's like all the information gets downloaded instantly, and he turns up towards the latter. The latter. We saw that against Bivol. He finally got going towards the latter stages of the fight. So yeah, we've seen that was even against Pitters. I feel like Pitters was having the early going early on, and then as the fight sort of progressed, that's when Richards got better and better and better.
Yeah,
and then finally stopped him. So he tends to be a slow starter for me. He tends to have to warm up to fights.
Yeah, so I think it'll be a close fight. I think there'll be. I'll be surprised if it's every round of whitewashing for Buatsi.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be that.
I'll be surprised.
Yeah.
I'll be super impressed. In fact, I think Richards will have some rounds, have success, and I think it'll be a good fight. Until Buatsi breaks him down at some point, which I think will come.
Yeah,
and I think it will come late. I don't know if he'll get the stoppage from it, but it's definitely plausible. In fact, if he hasn't hurt, he's stopping it. If he hasn't hurt, he's gonna stop him. That's what Buatsi's like.
Yeah.
Good fight, great fight. I expect it to be a banger. And
as we said, this is what we want to see in it. So this is the right path for Buatsi. Now, obviously, if he's successful against Craig, it's only forward. So the next sort of domestic, because there's, like I said, there's a lot of domestic light heavies, a lot about. So forget about the champions, because obviously they're going to talk about, he wants to get him a title shot next year or whatever. As we said, forget about those damn Russians for now. Forget about them. Let's build yourself up, get you to the level where you need to be. And to me, that's taking out the domestic opposition if you can. So yeah, if it's Craig Richards next, who else is signed to the matchroom? That's a light heavy. Obviously Callum Johnson isn't anymore.
Smith. Is Callum Smith still with him? Yeah, Callum Smith's still there.
Yeah, Callum Smith's still with matchroom, yeah.
Callum Smith.
That's a fight and a half. Wait, would they do that? Would matchroom do that?
They could.
They could, but I feel like that's too much of a risk on both sides for them.
If there's a reward at the end of it in terms of, let's say
mandatory slot or whatever. Yeah.
If there's a reward, well, Canelo is usually the dangling carrot. If let's say Canelo won that and Canelo was the dangling carrot, then maybe I don't know. It's maybe not the best move.
Yeah.
In terms of business.
It's especially considering this would be Callum Smith's first. He hasn't fought yet. He's moved up at light heavy.
Remember the stoppage?
Oh yeah. I forgot. Oh yeah.
Mad stoppage. Yeah. Man vibrated.
Fair. Yeah. Castillo, was it Castillo? I think that was his name or something. Yeah. Oh yeah, that stoppage is nasty. Okay, that was at light heavy then. Okay, cool. So he has fought at light heavy. Fair.
What else is there?
I'm just trying to think on the obviously just make it easy. Obviously on the matchroom roster specifically. I think that's what they've got left, really. Yards, Yards, obviously, Queensbury. So is Callum Johnson. Arthur is a free agent, I believe. He's left Queensbury, isn't he?
Yeah.
I don't even know what's going on with Lyndon, but Lyndon come back soon. Who else? Obviously, Craig, matchroom, which he's fighting now.
Dan Aziz, who's he with?
Dan Aziz is boxer.
Oh yeah, of course.
Sky. Okay, yeah, he's with them. I'm just trying to think who else.
Callum Johnson, who's he with?
Queensbury.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, just started them, yeah.
Yeah. Is Pitters still knocking around?
Pitters must be with boxer.
Is he with boxer? Okay.
I think so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because he won the boxer tournament when he took part. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's loads of names, man.
Yeah. But see how we just ruled off 6 names domestically. Yeah. It's well blessed. And now we've got my man who's just signed a boxer. What's his name? What's his name again?
Oh, you see that other black. What's his name?
Whitaker, yeah. Whitaker's now signed a boxer as well. He's another one that's been added to the mix. Another very, very good light heavy. Yeah, man. Look, UK is blessed, man, domestically with these light heavies for real. So, yeah, hopefully we see more of these dust ups. It's the only way to go, if you ask me, because the top end of the division is a bit stacked.
It's dangerous. That's what it is. Dangerous.
You got 2 Russians and maybe an angry Mexican. So it's a bit mad still. But yeah, I look forward to this fight. I think it's to be really good. On the card, we've got Babbage as well. I think Babbage is on the card, right?
Yeah.
Who else? We got
Chantel Cameron.
Yeah.
Ellie Scotney. Yeah, it's a decent card for the
it's all right. It's all right on the card still. Babbage obviously will be worth tuning in for listeners as always. That's going to be, and Ellie and Chantel will also be good fights, I'm sure. So
we saw Chantel's last fight clean.
Yeah, he loved the performance. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's it over here. There's a fight in America featuring your boy Flowz. David Benavidez versus David Benavidez versus David Lemieux. Yeah, man, that's a. What do you think of that fight, Flowz? It's a decent fight, no?
Yeah, good fight.
Yeah.
This is it's not the fight we want to see, but
it's a name.
It's a name.
Yeah.
Maybe even a step up for Benavidez because right now you don't have too many names, which we've already said Darrell. He's got his list.
Yeah. Let me even see Lemieux's last couple of opponents. It's been a while since I checked him out.
I mean, I expect Benavidez to win, and in fact, I'm demanding an amazing performance.
That's like demanding.
I'm demanding it. Anything short of perfection. I'm cooking him. It gets like that. I'm going to tell him he's not ready for Canelo. I need to see a performance that says, okay, now you're ready for Canelo. And I don't believe I want to see that, to be honest.
Dangerous opponent, Lemieux. He's a knockout artist, as we know. He's a big puncher. But he has since that Billy Joe performance in 2017, he hasn't lost. So he's been winning. He hasn't beat anyone that obviously what Spike O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Knocks him out in the round.
He's been knocked out. Spoke Spike O'Sullivan, did he?
Yeah, Spike sucks. Spike sucks. Remember that fight? There was bare needle between both of them, and Spike was talking bare. And I think it was literally that first punch landed, knocked him out. It was peak.
Knocked out.
Yeah, it was peak. An Ukrainian, Max Bursak. He's nothing. I've seen him before. He fought, Gilberto Ramirez.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, he actually fought this weekend, I think. He did actually. He fought and won this weekend. But he lost to him. But he hasn't really fought anyone of note since Billy Joe. It should be a prime picking sort of W for Benavidez.
Triple G stopped Lemieux.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Remember that fight? They were both unbeaten, and they were both knockout artists. They both had titles. Remember
that was probably Lemieux's prime.
Yeah, that was like I remember that fight. That was like a battle of that was meant to be at the time Triple G's hardest opponent.
Yeah,
and Triple G bopped his head off. Boy, it was peak.
Yep,
it was so peak. That's when I was like, yeah, Triple G's the real deal. Blah blah. Like he's bashed up Lemieux, but obviously we always remember him versus Billy Joe and how Billy Joe made him look like a fool. Yeah, I don't know about it really, but he's had a good career. Lemieux, he's world champion and whatnot. So
yeah.
But this is obviously the opponent for Benavidez to look good against. Lemieux is he's sort of one-track pony, if that makes sense. He's going to come forward and try and throw the big haymaker. If he lands, he's dangerous, but he's quite predictable.
Yeah.
So really and truly, we should see Benavidez. Obviously, we know how highly rated his combination punching is, Benavidez. So he should be able to box this guy's head off and punch him up. But yeah, as you said, you've also seen chinks in his armor so far. So
yeah,
we'll see how he looks.
We've seen Benavidez' shoes. We've seen the soles of his shoes.
we have.
Gabriel showed us the soles of his shoes.
He showed us the design on the shoe.
We saw the brand and everything.
Oh, that's my new favorite term. Americans are funny, man.
If Lemieux gives us that opportunity again to see the soles of his shoes, then
I'm trying to see what brand you're wearing today, Bentley. Let me see that.
I expect Benavidez to win, and I expect him to win.
He should win. Yeah.
I want him to start well. I don't want him to ease into the fight because sometimes he starts quite slow. Yeah,
he does. Yeah.
So I need him to go out trying to box, not trying to get the knockout immediately. I'm thinking he could just walk in and.
But Flowz, you know what's gonna happen, right? He's gonna battle Lemieux, and all the fans will be like, this is what Canelo was ducking, blah blah. That's what he does to Canelo, blah. Come on, man. It's David Lemieux. It's David Lemieux.
If Canelo fought Lemieux, everyone would kill him for fighting Lemieux. They'll be like, how the hell are you fighting this dude? So I don't want to hear that. What Benavidez should be trying to do is trying to fight someone that Canelo's beaten. Yeah. And then why don't you call out one of the former 168 champions there?
Yeah.
And let's see, because a prime Billy Joe to me handles Benavidez.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
that's fair.
He could box and move and just make him Billy Joe can box.
Yeah.
Like, call out one of them, man. See Callum Smith, see Billy Joe. Well, Billy Joe, we don't know what he's doing. More importantly, see Caleb Plant. Charlo's moving up. Just fight one of these guys who you reckon is the benchmark, or who Canelo should be seeing, or someone that Canelo's beaten.
Yeah.
And then we have a yardstick almost.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I'm just looking around. I just realized that I mentioned just briefly, obviously, Gilberto Ramirez. I forgot that he's at light heavy as well now.
Yeah.
The light heavy is low-key stacked. Like, it's actually a low-key stacked division because he's really, really good as well. Like, remember, he was champion. He was long-time champion at super middle, and then he moved up. But he's another problem too. But yeah, good division. He's
another one of those Mexicans who's had a million fights.
Bare fights. He's like 45 fights now, whatever. Unbeaten still.
Younger than the Charlos.
Yeah. He's got size as well. He's like 6'3". He's a big boy too. Yeah, he's another problem. That's a good light heavy. Obviously, if Canelo sticks around, that division's going to explode, as we know. So all the eyes have gone onto them. So
you better stay where he is, man.
Well, Gilberto.
No, Canelo, you need this.
Oh, yeah. We want him to go back. Yeah, he needs to move down still. But yeah, bro, the talks are, from what we can see, apparently he wants this rematch. So he's apparently going to pursue that heavily. Anyway. So
Benavidez, do your thing against Lemieux.
Yeah.
You look impressive. Let people get behind you, because right now people are behind you for very little reason. Some people are saying your name and I know they don't know your best win. They don't know we've seen your shoes.
Certain men are saying that Canelo can't handle the flurries from Benavidez. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's get real here now. But yeah,
Benavidez that needs you to sit there and wait for him to unload. If you stand still, then that's when he goes to work. If you're moving, he's like, stay still, please. Anyway, let's see a good performance.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see how he does against Lemieux, and then we can come back and talk and report to the listeners.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think we can leave it there, unless there's anything else in the boxing news that I've missed out.
Yeah, do you want to talk about your boy?
No.
BBK?
that
whole mess.
Oh yeah, so Josh Kelly, I don't know what this one. He was meant to fight on the Wasserman undercard. The fight got cancelled last minute. At first, I saw that the opponent missed weight, but then I also saw that people were saying that Kelly was the one that missed weight. Adam Booth was coming, giving us a little explanation, which wasn't much of an explanation as it was. He said that they'd agreed previously with, was it the board or the people putting the fight? So yeah,
Kelly. Yeah.
So yeah, with the Sauerlands, that the fight was going to be happening at 157 pounds. But apparently the opponent didn't agree to this. So they've agreed with the promoter that it's going to be at 157 pounds. But apparently from jump, the opponent wasn't agreeing to this. And then obviously, it's come down to the fight night, and the opponent, still haven't agreed upon the proper weight, and it got cancelled. But the entire tweet was fishy. It was just like, doesn't make sense. Why would you agree to weight with the promoter and not the actual fighter? Who does that?
How can you say it was agreed that the fighter knew when the fighter didn't agree to it? in the same tweet, he said the fighter refused to agree.
So
and you're claiming it's agreed. That's the opposite.
That doesn't make sense. It's weird.
And even Kelly came out and said, look, like post-fight, he said, yeah, he kept referring to Josh Kelly as missing weight. He said Josh Kelly's missed weight, but we knew that he was going to miss weight.
Yeah.
We spoke to the fighter. We said, he's going to do this at a weigh-in. And they said, Kelly said, yeah, we even offered the guy more money to turn up today, but he refused. And he said, yeah, we didn't tell Josh until before the fight because we wanted to see if we could make it happen. I was just like, this is a terrible promoted.
Whole thing sounds like a mess. and it's bad. It's bad for Josh because he's had a couple fights cancelled last minute. We haven't seen him since the Venetian loss. Obviously, they said he was going to move up to 154.
Yeah.
But now it's looking. I don't know what to make of it. Is he struggling to make 154? Is this ill discipline from him in his camp to make the correct weight? So much they have to agree at 157. Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on there, but it's not a good. All I know is it's not a good look for him.
I don't want to be too harsh on him. I want to blame Calais and Adam Booth. I don't want to be because boxing is a hard sport, and when you take a loss like he took to Venetian, you don't know what mental battles and whatnot he's been through. Yeah, he's trying to maybe ease himself back in or whatever. We don't know what's been happening with him. All I know is that Calais, you knew this was all agreed. Adam Booth has said this was agreed. You knew the fighter was going to come in this way. You find at least a backup or someone who's going to step in that ring. You don't wait until the last moment till you tell the fighter that, look, we tried to make it happen, we couldn't make it happen. You're the one who's meant to, you're meant to be the middleman. You're meant to get the fighter to agree before the fight takes place or something, or find a backup or something. Yeah. Like just imagine, even Frank Warren would drop a stinker like this. Trust. And I don't even think Khaled the Soundlands are bad promoters, but this is poor.
Yeah, it's very, very poor.
You're meant to deliver a fight for your fighter, and the way the opposite fighter hasn't agreed. Unheard of. You had the weigh in. You still announced it, and on the day,
fight night is now being like, it's a mess. If they wait until fight night to,
and Josh Kelly's on the duck. Josh Kelly doesn't find out until the 11th hour that your fight's not happening.
They've messed him up really.
So I feel sorry for him. Obviously, you're meant to make weight or whatever, but if he's communicated that, look, we're going to come in at this way to the promoter, and promoter, do your business and make something happen. This ain't meant to be a big fight. You could get anyone to step in the ring, because I don't even know who he was fighting. It's just another mental battle now he has to go through this disappointment. So I feel sorry for BBK. Yeah. And that's coming from me.
His biggest hater.
I don't hate no one. I just say what I see.
Say what you see. Yeah, we're fair on this pod. Very fair. We say what we see.
Simple. We play fair.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Obviously, but he needs to get active again since the loss. He's got tools. I mean, as we know, obviously we saw his flaws. He said he can work on those, but he needs to get back into the swing of things. And this obviously it's not his fault if it isn't his fault, but it just doesn't look good on him. Hopefully he gets to the opponent soon on the next Western card. Hopefully, I expect to see him. But I think we can leave it there. Man, another great week of boxing. Great episode once again. It's been episode 90 of the SZN Podcast. Once again, I'll be your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And keep rocking with us. Peace.
I'm taking a strap. I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.